remember when wrestling was fun? You know, you could watch a wrestling show and just kind of enjoy it for what it was, or just enjoy it. You didn't have to have it explained to you. You didn't have to have someone tell you it was good. You didn't have to have someone argue with you over whether a match was fun or not. You were able to just watch the show and enjoy it. You didn't have to think about it. You didn't have to reason your way to believing the show was good. You didn't have to argue with somebody and be told that the show that you weren't enjoying was good. You know, and that you could just watch a show and on its own merits, just those 2 hours you're sitting there and watch this show, actually just fucking enjoy it. You remember those days? So you have a show, and, you know, you don't like it. You just don't like it. And people have to kind of, like, reason with you. Like, well, you know, you had a good match. Austin Aries and Kid Cash busted their ass at the pay-per-view, Mike. You know? But this crowd sucks. You know, let's blame the crowd because you booked a heel versus heel match on fucking pay-per-view. You know, you're giving the people a story between an asshole and a jerk. And, you know, I'm supposed to pick a side? I mean, it's one thing if Austin Aries is being a jerk to somebody that, you know, deserves it. But, I mean, I don't want to see Austin Aries win. Not over Kid Cash. I don't care. I don't want to see Kid Cash get back at Austin Aries for screwing him over, because Kid Cash deserves to get screwed over. He's an asshole. You know, I don't want to see a jerk versus an asshole. You know, it's why I don't like Mr. Anderson. I can't cheer for Mr. Anderson because I don't fucking like him, and I don't want to boo Mr. Anderson. I just want Mr. Anderson to disappear forever and never have to fucking see him again. He's an annoying jerkwad, and I don't even want to see somebody kick his ass because it's not even worth seeing someone kick his ass. It's not like that episode a couple months ago. I was talking about, you know, Roderick Strong coming off like a smug little prick, and just wanting to see someone hit him. Well, Mr. Anderson doesn't do that. Mr. Anderson is just a fucking annoying douche, and I don't want to see him. I just don't want to see him. I don't want to watch a heel versus heel match on fucking pay-per-view. And, you know, instead of blaming the story that's stupid or blaming the character that nobody fucking likes, you know, no, it's the fans' fault. You know, it's a bad crowd. You know, yeah, let's blame the fans. Let's blame the fans when you give them nothing but constant swerves and bullshit for months upon months upon months upon months, every goddamn week. Let's blame the fucking fans for not reacting to James Storm versus Kurt Angle, because God knows, you know, James Storm, everything that's gone on in and around James Storm, Kurt Angle, and Bobby Roode in the last 6 fucking months, you know, God knows who the fuck is going to turn next, what's going to change now. You know, tomorrow, Kurt Angle could be the good guy, James Storm could be the asshole, and Bobby Roode could be a fucking saint. And nothing would be any different. And then, you know, you just confuses your goddamn fans. It confuses everybody. So you don't cheer for anyone, because tomorrow everything could change. But that's our fault. That's the fucking fans' fault. You know, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of everything being the fucking fans' fault. It's not the fans' fault if your show sucks. You're not getting the crowd reaction you want for a so-called good match. Well, guess what? Your fucking match ain't that fucking good. And yeah, I will say that about Austin Aries. Austin Aries had a lame match at the fucking pay-per-view. It's nice to know that he's a great athlete and do great shit, but the man is not fucking Jesus. He's not going to sell me heel versus goddamn heel against a guy who deserves to get fucked over and being a guy that deserves to get fucked over. I don't care who wins. I don't care which one of you walks away with the X Division title. You're both jerks. You're both assholes. You both deserve to get fucked up the ass in this company. Fuck you! Fuck you both! I don't want to watch this! I don't want to watch a jerk-off fight a jerk-off on fucking pay-per-view! And I'm not going to cheer for it! I'm not going to be happy with the fucking match because I don't like the story! The story is fucking stupid! The story is fucking stupid! But it's my fault! It's my fault! It's the fans' goddamn fault for not appreciating the hard work they put in to making a good match. That wasn't a good match. You know why it wasn't a good match? Because the story is stupid. Okay? You were fucked from the outset. You were told to go out there and put over a story that doesn't make any fucking sense, that nobody wants to see. Nobody wants to see a jerk-off fight an asshole. There's nothing likable about either one of you guys, and the only people that could possibly like Austin Aries are people that saw him in fucking Ring of Honor. And thought, wow, you know, I really like that character he played in Ring of Honor. You have to have background information that the fucking show doesn't present, that isn't on the fucking... The only people that could possibly cheer for Austin Aries are people that saw Austin Aries somewhere besides TNA. That doesn't make him a babyface. That makes him a Smark's wet dream. I'm not going to cheer a Smark's wet dream on fucking pay-per-view unless I actually want to see that guy actually fucking win. And guess what? Austin Aries is a jerk-off in this company. I'm not going to cheer for a fucking jerk-off. Why would I cheer for a jerk-off? Why would I want to see a complete jerk-off, win? Why would I want to see... And that's the thing. If Kid Cash kicks his ass, Austin Aries deserves it. Because Austin Aries fucked him up the ass. But if Kid Cash gets screwed over, who cares? He's an asshole. They're assholes. You kind of want to find a way for them to fuck each other and still lose. You kind of want like a double DQ. You want them both to get laid out by somebody awesome. Like Bryan Danielson could come in from God knows where. He just happens to be in Orlando that day. He walks in, he cracks, fucking Kid Cash over the head, locks Austin Aries in a cattle mutilation, and doesn't let go until Austin Aries' arms practically fall off. And I would cheer for Bryan Danielson because he ran in there and kicked two guys' asses that I shouldn't possibly care about in this company right now. And I'm not talking, Austin Aries is a great wrestler. I'm being a fan. That thing that you guys want me to be, the suspension of disbelief, the not analyzing every last fucking thing about the show and just watching the show for what it is, letting the story entertain me, all that bullshit. The only way I could possibly enjoy Kid Cash versus Austin Aries on fucking pay-per-view is to not do that, is to not suspend my disbelief, is to not let the show entertain me, is to be a technical anal smark and analyze, wow, Austin Aries did a really good power drive elbow. Wow, these moves are really crisp and clean, and it's a good thing, he's a good technical wrestler. That's the only way you could possibly enjoy this fucking match. You're going to get into this, let's go, Austin. Do a good suplex. Nobody chants that at a fucking wrestling show. Nice 450. Let's go, armbar. Nice, really good arm drag. No, nobody chants that at a fucking wrestling show. So where on earth would I... Blame the crowd. Let's blame the fans. Let's blame the Impact Zone. Let's blame Orlando. Let's blame Orlando for being a bad crowd because they're burnt out. Let's not take any fucking responsibility for the fact that you booked heel versus heel on pay-per-view, that you constantly turn every fucking character on this show every other week. Anderson, babyface, heel. He wins the title from Hardy. He loses it to Hardy. He tries to fuck over Sting. He joins Immortal. He's fighting with Immortal. He's teaming with Bully Ray. He's fighting with Bully Ray. He's trying to blow up Abyss. Now Abyss is like trying to kill him. Who fucking cares? Bobby Roode is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Now Bobby Roode's an asshole. I'm supposed to go Dream Storm. Kurt Angle was a jerk, but even though 6 months ago I was supposed to cheer for Kurt Angle because he was a dickwad who treated his wife like a piece of shit, so she married a better guy in fucking Jeff Jarrett. But I'm supposed to cheer for Kurt Angle. So then Kurt Angle decides, it's Dixie Carter's fault that my wife cheated on me because I'm the fucking asshole. No, I'm gonna blame Dixie Carter. This doesn't make any fucking sense! I'm supposed to cheer for this. I'm supposed to react to this. Who fucking cares? But it's my fault. It's my fault as a fan. And let's not blame the show. Let's not blame the show that fucks with you. Let's not blame the constant turns. Let's not blame the fact that every good guy on the show is a whiny douchebag. Let's not blame the fact that every bad guy on this show is an irredeemable douchebag that you couldn't possibly want to see. That the people that you actually hate on this show are people you hate so much you wish you never saw again. You know, when business is bad at a store, they don't blame the customers. No. They don't blame the customers. They blame the economy. They blame the prices. They blame anything but the customers. Because without the fucking customer, there is no store. Without the fucking customer spending their money in your goddamn store, there's no job for you to have. Okay? The customer does not have to be willing to play along with you. The customer does not have to be a good crowd. If you go out there and have your little stupid match and have your little flips and whatnot, and that crowd doesn't give a shit about you, guess who fails? You do. Because you're not getting that money. You did not go out there and get those people to buy tickets to your next show. Because guess what? Your job as a professional wrestler. I played the clip on this show. Al Snow said it. I'm going to quote Al Snow. You know what? You have a problem with these words that are about to come out of my mouth? Go kick Al Snow's ass. Go kick Al Snow's ass because these are Al Snow's words. Your job is to sell fucking tickets. And if you're not out there selling fucking tickets and getting people to want to pay to see you, you fail as a goddamn wrestler. You fail. The end. It doesn't matter what kind of match you have. Hulk Hogan is the biggest star in the history of professional wrestling because he sold tickets. That's all Hulk Hogan has ever been able to do in this business is sell tickets. And that is why Hulk Hogan is what he is. He's an asshole, yeah. He does shit that's bad for the business. He's butt-fucked TNA. You know, he's probably taken, you know, he's in a lot of ways ruined the art of professional wrestling. But he sold tickets. He made money. He made Vince McMahon a goddamn millionaire. He made Dixie Carter $15 once. That guy has a job because he can sell fucking tickets. You think Austin Aries and Kid Cash went out there in that heel versus heel match and sold a goddamn ticket to a goddamn anything to anyone that wasn't already buying a ticket to see Austin Aries or Kid Cash? Do you think that there was anyone outside of the Gabe Sapolsky 10%er movement, you know, anybody that didn't already want to pay to see Austin Aries? Do you think that Austin Aries and Kid Cash went out on that fucking pay-per-view and sold one goddamn ticket to anyone for any show ever following that? No, they didn't. Not one goddamn ticket. Not one new customer was drawn into that. In fact, it probably drove away a lot of fucking people like, oh, this is stupid. Why would I want to watch heel versus heel? You booked a heel versus match on pay-per-view. If this thing cracks 8,000 buys, I die of shock. Shane Storm and Kurt Angle. You think that drew any fucking money? That really drew any fucking money? You think people are going out there to pay money to see whether or not Shane Storm will be a babyface next week? No, they don't fucking care. They go on websites like this. They listen to assholes like me scream in the microphones about how much this show is fucking retarded. Is it the wrestler's fault? No, it's not all the wrestler's fault. Most of it's the booking. Most of it's just the stories. The stories these guys are told to go out and tell. You know, the constant turns. It's Pritchard and Russo and Jarrett and Hogan and Bischoff in a little powwow room, the little war room. Dixie Carter possibly sitting in a corner, or one of Dixie Carter's little stooges sitting in a corner, taking notes, letting her know, you know, what she needs to know. You know, you got the little powwow room with the fucking douchebags that write this fucking show. It's mostly their fault, because they're the ones in that fucking room like, hey, well, let's come up with some shit. Yeah, but it's the fans' fault. It's the fans' fault these shows are stupid. Blame the fans. We're assholes. We're over-demanding. We want too much. No. We just want the show to not suck. You know, why on earth? You know, let's blame the Impact Zone. Let's blame the Orlando fans for being burnt out, for being a shitty crowd. You know, you give them a shitty show week after week after week after week. They only kind of show up because, hey, you have the only people left that show up to these fucking shows are the 10%ers that want to chant for Austin Aries because, Austin Aries isn't in a better company, and even when he was, it's not like Dragon Gate does a lot of shows in fucking Florida. It's not like Ring of Honor did a lot of fucking shows in Florida. It's not like, Ring of Honor is coming to Florida every other fucking week. It's not like, Full Iron Pro is running Austin Aries every other day or something. You don't get to see Austin Aries live that much. So you're a 10%er, you want to see Austin Aries, you go to a fucking Impact Zone, and then, it's a heel versus heel match. Who fucking cares? It's not like you didn't watch the TV. You just heard, Austin Aries is going to be at the show. You're not working that night. You can get to the Impact Zone. You read something online about what's going on in the story. It's a match with Kid Cash. It'll at least look good. And then you go out there and it's kind of like, they're both assholes? Oh, fuck. What? Austin Aries. And then it's like, okay, nobody else is chanting because, not everybody here is a 10%er. Not everybody here, these people actually watch their fucking TV. And you're like, they're not chanting. Okay, well, fuck it. And in your mind, you're like, that's a great suplex. Hey, that's a nice arm drag, I really like the ring psychology in this match. It's 4 stars. It's a pretty good match. Who cares? You're not cheering. You're not like, yeah, Austin. You're not like, boo, Kid Cash. Who cares? And it's your fault because you're not jumping up and spinning quarters at something that is not inspiring you to do a goddamn thing other than analyze a fucking match. Ooh, wow. That's a nice suplex. Ooh. You're probably thinking, you know what? I don't think I'm going to come to another TNA show. I don't think I'm going to go to a house show. I don't think I'm going to watch this show on TV. I'm certainly not buying this fucking DVD. I don't care. I don't care about this fucking show. I came here to see something. It wasn't, it's like, it's okay, but you haven't done anything to make me care or make me want to come back, so I'm not going to. I'm going to go home and I'm going to go online. I'm going to type up, this show is kind of fucking boring. And then people are going to bitch at you. Well, didn't you see the fucking great match between Austin Aries and Kid Cash? They were a couple assholes. Nobody in the fucking crowd cared. I'm there and I'm kind of like, they're both jerks. They're both heels. Okay, whatever. It was okay. What? I'm supposed to bend over backwards and suck Austin Aries' cock because he does a really good suplex? Sorry. Not going to do that. You know when I'm going to, really applaud Austin Aries for doing something really cool? Let's go back to Ring of Honor. Let's go back to when he was the greatest man that ever lived. Let's go back to his world title reign against Tyler Black. Let's go to fucking the build to final battle and condescending to Tyler Black and hitting Jerry Lynn and Tyler Black with fucking fireballs and cracking him over the skull with the fucking Ring of Honor title and shit. Cutting the money promos and having and growing the porno mustache and that. Let's talk about that shit. Let's talk about a story that was actually pretty fucking good until Final Battle happened and Tyler Black lost. And okay. But at least the story up to Final Battle was good. You want to talk about a really good story with fucking Austin Aries? There was a feud in 2010 with fucking Delirious. Austin Aries, he's trying, he's smoking a pipe, he's managing the All Night Express, he's trying to be cool with Delirious, but he's having altercations with Daisy Hayes and shit, and wearing Daisy Hayes' clothes because that's something Austin Aries does. And they have an awesome cage match, and they have these crazy pull-apart brawls, and Delirious has to bring back the red poison mist Delirious, and there was a story that was actually good that I cared about that I would have paid to see. I know that I know that there were weeks that, on the Ring of Honor television where I was just eagerly anticipating. Okay, cool. They're building up. Oh, cool. In a couple weeks they're gonna have Austin Aries and Delirious in a fucking cage on TV. Great, awesome. I want to see that. And it was a great match too. Hell of a finish. And then, the All Night Express comes in and beats up Delirious afterwards and takes him out. That's the Austin Aries I wanted to see. I come to TNA and he's fighting Kid Cash. They're both assholes. There's no All Night Express. There's no pipe. There's no money promos. There's, the story's stupid. There's no Delirious. There's nothing that's going to make me want to come back and watch him again, okay? I didn't watch the Austin Aries match. I didn't watch the Austin Aries in Ring of Honor because because he did a good suplex, or nice 450. Nice 450. I didn't watch Austin Aries in Ring of Honor because of nice 450. I didn't get excited about Austin Aries facing off against Yamato in Dragon Gate USA for the Freedom Gate title because Austin Aries does a great suplex. No, I was excited because Austin Aries was putting his fucking career up on the line. And he was going after a title, and he was trying to prove himself to be the best in the world, and he was trying to give himself some purpose in his fucking wrestling career. And then when he loses, he completely goes back on his word, fucks over Ronan, makes you hate him, and makes you want to see Ronan kick his ass with the fucking blood, kick his ass alongside the Blood Warriors. He gave you a reason to want to fucking watch him. Something that didn't happen at Final Resolution. And you know what? I'm sorry. I'm not on my knees sucking on Austin Aries' figurative cock right now because he did a nice suplex in a fucking match with fucking Kid Cash. Ooh, whoop-de-fucking-do. There's no story that I want to see. There's no reason for me to want to tune in next week to see what happens. There's no reason for me to want to see Austin Aries take on someone else. I mean, fucking hell. Zema Ion's been on TV like once since joining the X Division. Jesse Sorensen has been beaten to death. There's nobody in the division I actually want to see Austin Aries wrestle. Alex Shelley. Is Alex Shelley even alive right now? Did Alex Shelley die and no one bothered to tell me because he's like gone? Brian Kendrick. Who gives a fuck about Brian Kendrick? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? That's the thing. There's nothing going on. Austin Aries goes out and cuts some great lines and does a great speech, but it doesn't mean anything because there's no story. There's no story that makes me want to tune in and watch this fucking shit. Austin Aries has nothing to work with, so he has nothing to draw me in with. It doesn't matter how good it is on paper. It doesn't matter how well he speaks. It doesn't matter how well he does a brainbuster. It doesn't matter how well his ring psychology works if the story that's being told is fucking stupid. Sorry, Austin Aries isn't Jesus. And a part of that is his fault because he isn't able to find a way to use his awesome talents to make me care. And that is kind of his fault because that's kind of his job. And he can't do it. He can't do it because the story is fundamentally broken. The story is fundamentally broken. The story is fundamentally flawed. And even a guy with that kind of talent can't save it. Why am I watching this? Why am I supposed to think this is a great match and you guys are working hard and I'm supposed to applaud your fucking work if you're not doing the one thing that you're supposed to be doing in this match and making me give a fuck? I don't give a fuck, and nothing you did in that match made me give a fuck. Guys, engage me in what you're doing or don't bother.